So before we get into my screen here, we need to talk about one thing real quick, and that is registered and unregistered accounts. A registered bank account is an account that's registered with the government. That's who it's registered with, and it means that the government can access the information inside. So they can see the transactions really easily, they can search it, and they know what's in there. Now, the reason you might want to have a registered account is because they have tax advantages. In Canada, you can have a tax-free savings account or an RRSP, which allow you to get capital gains without having to pay taxes on those capital gains in certain ways. Now, in the United States, it's a little bit different, but there are registered accounts there that give you the same benefits. Now, the thing that you need to understand is if you are swing trading or you are long-term trading, where you are planning to hold these stocks for the long term and invest them long term, and you're going to receive capital gains from them, those types of accounts are perfectly fine to hold your investments in. However, if you are going to day trade and you are going to be doing this for a living, and the income from the day trading is going to be providing you with your income as it would for a job, that is going to be considered income, and it needs to be taxed as income, not as capital gains. Therefore, it should not be put into a registered account like a tax-free savings account or an RRSP. If you are going to be day trading, you need to have your money in a margin or a cash account, and it needs to be taxed and accounted for as income as if it was your day job. So that is something that we need to talk about real quick. If you are unaware of that, or you didn't follow that, you don't completely understand it, you need to go and hire an accountant or speak with somebody that knows exactly what they're talking about and can offer you professional advice. I am not a financial planner. I am not a CPA. I am just a regular investor that has gone through this process before. I am an active day trader, and I do not hold my money in a tax-free savings account or in an RRSP. I have a margin account that I do all of my trading through, and that's what I would recommend for you as well if you're going to become a day trader or experiment with day trading. So with that being said, let's get right into it. The platform that I use is called Questrade. It's based in Canada here. They do a really good job. You can also use international brokers. You can use TD, Thinkorswim. You can use Trade Ninja. There's also a bunch of other platforms, international brokers. I think I said that, but there's a bunch of them that are really good out there. They pretty much give you all the same thing. The fees do vary a little bit, and the data also varies a little bit. So we're going to talk about that real quick. So I'm on the Questrade website right now, and I'm just gonna jump into their pricing here so that you can see what the typical platform sort of looks like. So as you can see, it's a minimum $5 or $10 to trade a stock plus 1 cent per share. ETFs are usually free, and options are about $10. However, with different types of plans, you can get different incentives. So this is where things start with Questrade. Now, if you're going to be a day trader, I would recommend you getting a data plan. With Questrade, there's a couple options. The first one is your basic, and this is going to give you information, but it's going to be 15 minutes delayed. So all of the price information that you have is going to be 15 minutes delayed on the chart. You may be able to click and get a spot price, which is going to give you the exact price at that exact second, but you won't be able to track it over time. The next level is usually going to be enhanced data. In this instance, it costs $20 a month. This is going to be the basic level that you need to day trade, because it's going to give you the live numbers, but it's not going to give you any information on top of that. The next level on top of this is going to be called advanced data, and it's going to give you what's called level 2 data. Before all of this, it was called level 1 data. This is what's going to give you level 2 data here. Now, it's not going to be any faster data, but what it is going to do is it's going to show you the buildup of orders behind each price level. So if Apple's selling at $75, it will tell you how many people want to buy it at 76, 77, 78, and how many people want to sell it going down. So it will give you information so that you can see if Apple's coming up to $80, you can see how many people are lined up to buy and sell it at $81, for instance. So that's the idea behind level 2 data. The advantage here with Questrade, though, is it gives you better pricing on your commission. So one of the main reasons that I have level 2 data is because I will actually make up the additional fee by saving money on my per commission. So if you noticed, before options cost $10, now they only cost $4.95. So I save $5 in every transaction I make. If you make enough transactions, that additional fee actually doesn't cost you anything. It saves you money in the long run. So that is my play with Questrade. I have the advanced data package, the level 2 data. I do use that information, and I make a little bit extra, or I save a little bit of extra money by going with that option. So now I'm going to jump into the actual trading platform. In this instance, it's called IQ Edge, but I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like. They're almost all the same, but here we go. Okay, so for me, this is what my trading window looks like. I've basically got Apple stock here on the left side. I've got Apple options on the right side. I've got an order form right here, so I can place all different types of orders at whatever level I want. And on the bottom here, I've got a couple of tabs. So I'm also looking at Facebook, I'm looking at the NASDAQ, and I'm also looking at the S&P 500. So I've got a couple different charts open on a couple different tabs so that I can monitor the market as well as specific stocks that I'm watching. And the idea here is that you are going to use all of the exact same principles that I talked about in the technical analysis portion of this course, but now you're going to apply it to a shorter time frame. So when I look at Apple, I'm just going to open a new chart here. So Apple Inc. I'm going to look at the stock and I'm going to maximize this. So this is Apple's chart, but it is on a much shorter time frame than anything we've looked at so far in this course. This chart is on a 1 day and 1 minute time frame. So as you can see on the left-hand side here, this blue line indicates where Apple opened the day. It was at $464. It came all the way down to $455 and is currently at $458 at the very moment. So as you can see here, we're basically looking at Apple on an extremely short timeline. And when we start to add in some of our charts and some of our trend lines here, you're able to start to see how you might be able to apply the exact same formulas that we were using before. So when I look at Apple here, you can see, okay, we've got clearly a little bit of a double top here. We've also got a clear trend line right here. It looks like we've just broken through that. We've got some pretty clear resistance here. And oh, it looks like these all lined up on the same level as well. So Apple is currently plummeting right now. It looks like we're probably going to see some support around there. So I'm going to draw in a price line right there. That's going to give me my price line. So if I was looking at this right now, I had to make a trade right now, I'd probably short sell Apple, expecting it to drop to that 457.5 range, somewhere in there. If it doesn't, I would expect it to rebound all the way up. And basically, I would apply the same principles and the same techniques that we used in all of the videos previously to this on the longer time frame, but I would start to apply it to this chart here. I'd add in the MACD, I'd add in the RSI, and then I would make my decisions based on that. And so when you get into this, you can start to set up your trades, set up your platform, and you can even set alerts. So I can go, okay, right here, create new alert, order entry when the bid price is below 457.5. And what it's going to do for me is it's going to add in a new line right here, and it's going to say, okay, this is my new alert. As soon as the price drops below there, I'm going to send Zach an alert, and now he can get into this trade. So lots of different ways to do this, lots of different techniques. I might cover this a little bit more later on, and we'll talk to you soon.